So I try and incorporate tech into everything that I do, whether that be home smart lights or running a home server on a Raspberry Pi. But when I got into darts, I thought, well, how can I incorporate some tech into this? I actually recently released a TikTok that did pretty well, which kind of inspired me to create this video, as I got quite a lot of questions about how my setup works, how it looks, how I connect the webcams, what computer I have, and all these different things. So I thought I'd answer some of those questions in this video. So if you're someone that plays darts at home or you're part of the community, then you'll know that there are a bunch of self-scoring systems out there. Things like the Omni, the Scolia, the Auto Darts 3D print system. There are a lot out there, but they're really expensive, and I don't want to spend £200, £300, £400, even £500 for the Omni, which is just astronomical for what it actually is. And I'm pretty sure all you are paying for is the app, which in my opinion, the Auto Darts app is just as good. So after looking at all these self-scoring systems and going through Reddit threads and Discord channels, I finally settled on 3 cheap webcams from Amazon. Now usually I'll spend a bit more on my tech and I'll get the nicest thing, but when I saw the Omni was £500 and it's just 3 cameras pointed at the board, I was like, there is no way you cannot do this for cheaper. So I went out of my way and I tried to find how to do it cheaper. Now a lot of people in the community are aware of how you can make something like this, but a lot of them are put off by how difficult it is or the need for a 3D printer or using AliExpress. But I did this with 3 cheap webcams, some Velcro straps, a ring light, and the Auto Dart software. And that's it. That's literally all I did. I then looked at the AliExpress cameras and they look fantastic. I mean, they're wide angle. Everyone that I know that uses Auto Darts actually uses those cameras. But I wanted something that I could just order overnight and it would just work. So rather than spending £500, I spent £80 on 3 webcams, some Velcro straps, and some USB extenders. Now, as a warning, this setup won't work for everybody. And the reason is because these webcams push a higher resolution video, so you need a computer that can handle 3 cameras pushing that amount of video. I have a gaming computer anyway, so I was quite lucky that I had that already set up. But once the cameras arrived, I plugged all the cameras in to the USB extenders just to make sure they would work first, plugged into the Auto Dart software, and then calibrated them all. It took a bit of time to calibrate them. You have to make sure that they're angled properly. And as I mentioned, the AliExpress ones with the 3D printed brackets, they seem to be the easiest to get working because you don't have to fiddle with movement. You literally just clip them onto your board and they work. So that's great. But with this setup, because it's a little bit more DIY and a little bit more janky, there's a little bit more configuration that you need to do. Once I have the webcams, I use the Velcro ties to strap the webcam holder onto the lights, so you can see that I have them in a Y orientation on my board. Once they were all plugged in, I opened up the Auto Dart software and I went through one by one with the cameras to make sure that each camera could see the entirety of the board. So the way Auto Darts works is it uses all 3 webcams to look at the board from 3 different angles so it can read where your dart goes in. So whether that's in the 20, the 19, the triples, the doubles, that's how it works. And that's why all the other expensive systems have 3 cameras as well, all in a Y shape, because that seems the most efficient for this use case. So once they're all plugged in, I use some wire trunking on my wall to hide the USB extenders because the USBs that come with the webcams aren't that good. So I bought some USB extenders. Now it is important that you get USB 3 extenders because if you don't, then they won't be powerful enough to carry the signal from the webcam to your computer. There's quite a lot of data being pushed out of those webcams to your computer, and Auto Darts needs to be constantly updating the webcam, so it needs to react quickly. Now, if you're not very tech savvy, then I know a lot of these words can kind of get confusing, but honestly, it's really simple. And I think this is where some people actually fall short as well, is not having a understanding of how USBs work or how power delivery works, because they end up just buying, you know, really nice webcams, some cheap USB extenders in a laptop from like 10 years ago, and they go, why isn't it working? Well, probably the reason is power delivery and USB slots. That's like the main reason. That's like the main issue that I've come across when trying to troubleshoot other people's setups for them. So once you have it all set up, if you haven't used Auto Darts at all, it's absolutely fantastic. You can play tournaments, you can play 1v1, you can have friends, you can play around the world, you can play cricket. There are so many game types in this app and it is completely free, which is just mind-boggling. I'm pretty sure with the Target app, you have to pay a monthly subscription. I'm pretty sure Dartsmine, that was a monthly or yearly subscription. And I said, I just wanted something that was completely free, DIY, that I could just leave and forget about, rather than having to like open the app and everything's changed, or open the app one day and realize I haven't paid my monthly subscription and I have to pay again. I don't want to have these oncurring costs. So with this Auto Dart system, you're kind of self-hosting everything yourself. The app runs locally, the cameras are, well, your cameras, so There's no need to send data or pay Target or pay Scolia or any of those companies for subscriptions, which is one of the main reasons why I built this myself. So once you have it all set up, you just start throwing darts and it all works. And one of the coolest thing about auto darts is that you can see their dartboard as well as yours. So the cameras not only serve as a scoring system, but they also serve as a kind of like 3D image of your board. So it uses the pictures from all three cameras to kind of adjust the photo of your board so it's not like, you know, completely diagonal. And it means that whoever you play against on the app can see your board and you can see theirs. Now, obviously, you don't have the face cam that you get on some of the other systems, so there is a little bit of trust built into playing against people on auto darts. But I mean, honestly, I haven't come across anyone yet that's been negative or horrible. Everyone's been really honest with their scoring. So yeah, I really recommend doing something like this with your dartboard at home. I'm just using the Blade 6 dartboard that I got from Argos that came with a surround. I think that was like 60 quid. The lights were the most expensive thing actually in the setup. They were like 60, 70 quid a piece. I also have the Windmill Whisper mounted to my wall. So I live in a flat, so you get quite a lot of banging against the walls when you're playing darts. And once I installed the Windmill Whisper, none of my neighbors heard my darts, so I can play as late as I want and nobody knows I'm doing it. So yeah, hopefully that video was informative and you get to go and build your very own digital dartboard. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to try and answer them. As I said, I have a TikTok about this over on my TikTok, as well as my Instagram, and I have a short as well on my YouTube channel about this. So you can go watch those if you're interested. I'll leave a link in the description to my links page that will have a link to the webcams that I use, as well as the USB extenders and just my entire dart setup. So if you're interested, the links are below. All the links in the description are Amazon affiliate links, so I get a little bit of kickback as well if you purchase anything from them. I plan on making some more videos based on tech, apps, and gaming, so if that's something that you're into, then feel free to subscribe and give this video a like if it was helpful. But yeah, thanks for watching, enjoy the World Championship, and let me know if you build a dartboard like this at home, or if you have your own scoring setup. But yeah, thanks for watching.